Hey guys, Dan Heilman back with another video. Today I want to talk about a trade I entered into yesterday and kind of my thoughts versus a lot of other traders. Now, I trade a lot differently than a lot of people. First of all, it's illegal to use leverage to trade in America for cryptocurrency. So it's not possible to do that. The only person who offers that, the only exchange that offers that is Kraken. But you have to sign a contract stating that you own more than $10 million in assets, which I do not. So there is no possible way to trade. There is no real perpetual futures for crypto in America at all. Coinbase has something, but it's not perpetual. So it's almost like an option contract that states a close. Anyways, to make a long story short, how I trade is on Coinbase and I just do spot trading. So I just buy and sell. That's all I do, right? So I tried to enter into a short trade here because we had been following this ascending channel for quite some time. We broke out of it and I thought we were going to drop till about 57,100 or so, because I knew there was a lot of support at this line you can see right here, about 50. I was expecting to come into some support right about into this region. So I was going to close out my trade a little bit higher than that and take some profits. As you can see, I opened my trade. I was doing really good. I was about, what is this? Only about a 1% drop, but $550 drop. So I traded with zero point 0.1 Bitcoin, which means that would have been a $50 profit without fees at this point. And I was looking for just like $100 or $200 profit. This down here would have been about 70 or a little bit more if it went in a little bit more. But basically, I want to trade to basically reduce the cost of my trading fees on Coinbase. The more you trade, the lower your fees are. But it's kind of funny, right? So it was going the right way, and then it went totally the wrong way. I went to bed. And again, I do not use stop losses. I can use a stop loss, but I have found that if I use stop losses, I end up losing all my money, basically every time. So I like to trade in ranges, so we've been in these ranges for quite some time. We were kind of at the top of this range. So I figured we're probably going to go down because we usually just pick a channel here. As you can see, we have this top line here. We're trading in this zone, and then, we're trading down here. So if you place sell orders in this top area, buy orders in this bottom area, you can usually make a couple of trades while things trade sideways. They usually have kind of this like sine wave almost. It looks a little bit better if I go to the 1 hour chart. But as you can see, I've been doing a lot of this, kind of the same thing when we were up in this beginning area as well. I was selling in the 70K range. I was buying in the 62K range. It goes up and down a little bit, and I try to just kind of take some profits here and there. And I was quite successful earlier. But anyways, I want to show you some of the failing trades. So this one ended up in the profit barely, only because I was very patient and did not have a stop loss. Now, I don't know that I recommend other people do this. Now, the biggest reason is because I've had a lot of these assets for a long time. And I have not been taking a lot of profit. So if I sell out, try to go short, and then the market goes really high, I don't buy in at a loss. I just take my cash and do something else with it, okay? So for me, it's lower risk. And if you have extra cash on the side, a long is less risky currently in just where we're at, right? So if we zoom out and look at this chart, you can see we're in a macro bull market. If you look at that, you could think, oh, maybe the bull market's done, but I don't think it is. Again, I've done a lot of price predictions. I need to probably remake my video because I don't have it on this channel. But as you can see, if you look at the 4-year cycles, always 550 days after the halving, we hit an all-time high, okay? So 550 days, again, that puts us about October of next year. So I will be definitely taking some profits next year, and I think this is just the beginning of the bull market, right? So if you kind of look at the bull market from last time, you can see, a lot of the highs, we had this, and then we had this kind of pullback here, and people were probably thinking the same thing. Oh my God, 18% pullback, is it the end of the world? No, it's probably not. Zoom out, take a look. But anyways, I had some patience and I finally closed this trade at a profit and, where I wanted it. I closed it about 57, 200, 300, just for like a $50 profit or something. But again, my goal is just to get a little bit of trading volume so that my fees go down But yeah, so I just wanted to talk about how I trade Bitcoin using spot. It's not a popular way to do it. A lot of the big traders you'll see with their very fancy interfaces. And unfortunately, I have not found any exchanges in America that you can do anything cool with. I was trading with this amazing exchange for quite some time called One Broker, and it was probably like my favorite one I've ever had. Let me just kind of show you. So One Broker, this was probably my favorite exchange of all time, and it got shut down. So I was using it a lot in 2017, 2018. It was the best exchange I've ever used in my life. You put Bitcoin in there, and then you could trade all sorts of things. You could trade stocks, ETFs, commodities, oil, gold, cryptocurrencies, everything. You could trade everything. And the cool part is, you would do a normal trade and you could use margin, and it's just really nice because you have, I don't even know if I can find let me see if I can even find screenshots of the interface, because the interface was really amazing. They had like, you could set up a trade and you could say, okay, I want to enter in at this level, and then I want to set a stop loss, and I want to set a take profit ahead of time. And you could do that. You could have like trailing stop losses, which I've never seen in another broker, where basically if the price retraces like 5%, it would just take your profit then. So if it was constantly going up, it would never take profit. It was called like a trailing stop loss or something. And you could also copy people. The copy feature was amazing. I could basically, like, you could find a trader in there and you could just open a position every time they open a position, and then when they sell, you sell. So I loved this. And then it's kind of funny, if you scroll down here, it says legal complaints by customers, 0. Legal complaints by regulatory agencies, 2. I lost 0.6 Bitcoin in this because I had a short trade active. They froze the exchange, and by the time I got the money back 4 years later, I think 5 years later, I think they held my Bitcoin for 5 years. They gave me back, pennies on what I had in there, because the short liquidated itself, right? So I liquidated all 0.6 of my Bitcoin and everything was gone. So I lost everything in it. And this is kind of what happens when you use exchanges that are not approved by the US government. They just take all of your money and you get nothing in return, unfortunately. So I don't know, learned my lesson there. So now I'm forced to trade on these stupid exchanges we have in America. There's nothing cool we get. We get nothing. Gemini seems to be maybe one of the better ones. I don't know why I pulled up that article, but Gemini seems to be one of the better ones in terms of just trading in general. Binance is a good one, but you can't put money in and out. Coinbase is an okay one as well, except for it does not have a lot of trading features set up. You can do buys and sells right in TradingView, and then you can drag stuff around, and I think that would be a little bit better way to do it, a little bit easier to trade, but I need to figure that out and mess around a little bit. But anyways, a little bit of rant there about exchanges and stuff. I thought that was kind of amusing, but anyways, just really wanted to talk about this trade and what happened here. It ended up in the profit barely, and all I had to do was have a little bit of patience. But I have found that stop losses do not work for me. I've never had luck with stop losses. I feel like, and obviously this is just, I just dragged this here randomly because I don't use stop losses. But, a lot of people are real obsessed with setting a crazy stop loss. I have found it always loses me money, but that's just me. You kind of got to figure out, I lost money as a trader for a couple of years, and then this year I've been doing quite well. So I don't know, just do what works for you. Pick one thing and stick to it. And that's pretty much it for the video. Just kind of wanted to share this trade. It was kind of funny. You can see I was doing great. I went to bed and then it just went way in the wrong direction. But it bounced off and it went all the way back down, and it ended up being a fine trade. And I took my profit kind of where I wanted to anyways. So I guess moral of the story is just have some patience and be careful. And again, this is not using leverage, because leverage, if it would have gone in the wrong way, I could have liquidated my whole thing and I could have lost a lot of money. So using leverage is a lot more risky, but if you're trading without leverage, you usually need more money to have a bigger position. Otherwise, you're not going to make a lot of money. So, pros and cons to everything. This is just how I do it and kind of wanted to share. So that's it for the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Just want to make a quick one on this. And yeah, that's it. Hit that subscribe button if you're enjoying the content. Press that like button. Leave a comment below. Let me know what exchanges you guys, which ones you like. especially if you're in the USA. And, you know, that's it. Have a great day, everyone. See you guys.